Good evening, viewers.
I just love how you take over. We are late. Do you know why we're late? We are
It's
late
my fault.
because he tried to steal the antlers.
And I got caught and I had to put them back.
Yeah. And then it took God knows how long to actually put the antlers back where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
All right, so say what you got to say.
You're an interferer. And if I had a blacksmith hammer, I'd give you a donk on the knee right now.
Well, it's a damn shame I gave you an iron rose because I probably think I'm about to get hit with it.
Exactly. Okay. Which one is this?
That's the blue one.
Okay. Hey, Patricia. Hello, Madeline. All right. So Marty has bought in a blue rose. All right. So
Shall I get the other
introductions
one?
first.
Introduction. Hey, everybody. This is Miss Clarity. It's Michelle.
This clarity will do. This is Marty. He is a blacksmith / paranormal consultant / deliverance minister / pain in the ass.
I reckon that just about covers it.
Hi guys. Hello to everyone coming in. It's great to see you. We'll try and keep up with the comments tonight.
I should go get the other rose because I actually brought 2 roses tonight.
So he's bought 2 roses tonight, but this one is a blue rose. Look at the color on that. And that's just from heating the metal up to a certain temperature. So absolutely stunning. Beautiful rose. So that's what he gets up to when he's not annoying me.
Yeah. Those
Yep.
roses I'm getting ready for Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And there
Yes.
you go.
He's taking orders on
Port of Echuca Blacksmithing.
all right, I'll just put that in here. Port of Echuca Blacksmithing. So you can find it.
That's on Facebook.
Yeah.
So maybe I should go and get the other one, the one I brought for you.
And that was beautiful because that's a raw one and it's like silver, but maybe we can bring that in next time. So lots of people coming in. I see Rachel Rubel and Anna and Emma and Virginia.
I'll be back in a minute.
And Karen, Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Lots of people from my Connecting with Clarity page, which is wonderful. I have people that come over and join me every morning on Connecting with Clarity. We have a coffee and look at the meaning of what's going on in the coffee. So this is another one he brought home today. This one's absolutely gorgeous.
So that's totally raw.
And it's kind of like a pewtery silver color. Absolutely amazing. So I'll put them side by side. So we've got a blue one and the silver one. Okay. Whoops. oh. How's that? Nope.
There you go. That's what I get up to when I'm not blacksmithing.
Okay.
All right, so I see we've got angry faces up there again. Now I'm just going to start off with this.
There's no angry faces.
No, there's a couple of them have come up. They're coming up in the feed, not on the on the screen, not up the top. Now we always start the show off with a chat. If you've got up there and you've asked for a reading, please now, I'd ask you, could you please have the respect to just listen to us first? Okay, we will get to the readings. So just, give us a chance. Let us have a chat, and then we'll get to them. And if anybody is deciding to send nasty messages and attack us, or attack Miss Michelle or Miss Clarity, right, I'll let you know that if you upset her, you upset me. If you have a go at her, you have a go at me. Now, Miss Clarity is really nice and doesn't like to say things, but I really don't give a shit. Okay, if you think that we owe you a reading because we're on here and you're going to be mean and nasty and demand it, you get nothing. All right. People with manners that are polite, not a problem. We have some fantastic people on here that we really, really like, but I will not have anybody treat Miss Clarity badly. Okay?
Down, boy, down. Take a deep breath, take a deep breath, take a deep breath. All right.
All right. So,
having said that, we like to get to everybody, as everybody knows. Okay?
Yep.
Everybody knows that we like to get to everybody, and anyone who misses out can go over and like the Connecting with Clarity page and connect with us, and I'll give you a card the next day if you miss out tonight, because we don't like to miss anybody. Okay? Now, first of all tonight, I wanted to thank everybody, because the last 2 or 3 weeks, since New Year, we've been asking people to visualize rain, to help all the fires and all the animals. Rain's the only thing that can help us right now to put the fires out, and we've asked you to do that. And I think you should all pat yourself on the back, because those of you who have done that, well, we have just done a really, really fabulous job, because there's rain coming. There's rain in Queensland. There's rain in New South Wales. It's coming through to Victoria.
And isn't that awesome? And the thing is, it's all you people.
Yep.
Right? It's everyone
Combined.
that has got together
Yep.
has manifested this rain, and we can't thank you enough. Yep. I'm sure the animals can't thank you enough.
No.
Absolutely fantastic.
It has been.
This is what it's all about.
And I just really thank you for actually stopping and doing that. And all I asked you to do was to visualize the rain, and just visualize the rain, sweeping down the gutters, falling on your roofs, all that sort of stuff. That's all you had to do, and be thankful for it. And you've done it. The rain is coming, and I'm really, really grateful to everyone for actually taking the time to do that. And don't stop. There's so much more needed. And anytime you see a negative somewhere, you need to replace it with a positive. So anytime where you see a burnt koala, you need to send love, light, and healing to helping those koalas heal. But not only that, sending it to the earth angels that are actually out there,
and the nature spirits, and
the elementals that are actually helping those koalas, burnt koalas heal, and finding them in the middle of nowhere, and doing so much good. Yeah. And they're the people we need to be sending those positive vibrations to. Don't feed into the negative. If you see a negative, please replace it with a positive. And by that, I mean, okay, I know the negative's happening and it's really horrible. Send love and healing to the people who are actually out there helping those animals, or, people. People replace their homes, people, sheltering those people that have lost their homes. So I see a lot of our Clarity page coming in. Hi, Kaz and Perla and Patricia. Fabulous to see you here. It was magnificent to see the rain, Patricia. Absolutely awesome. It's happening all over the country, so we just need to keep going.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right, Chaz. The power of praying. Tracy says, well said. No need for negativity here. You guys giving up your time is precious, and the comedy brings us all laughs.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that we give you guys a little bit of joy and a little bit of happiness.
Yeah, I'll just find my pink prickly ball to run it over his toes.
Oh, no, not again. You and your pink prickly balls. Oh, no, that just sounded so wrong, didn't it?
And hello, Joe Jan. Love to see you here. Yeah, that's right. A restoration of the land and all the animals is paramount to important to everyone right now. So
now things are going to have a bit of a twist today.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes left before we get into readings.
Miss Clarity interviewed me last week, and got me to open up a little bit about myself. So guess what? I'm about to spring something on you guys. Miss Clarity, it's time for your interview.
Oh, no.
Let's get to know Miss Clarity.
Uh-oh.
So
my antlers have slipped.
I suppose, that's it, a little bit closer. That's the one. I suppose the question that most people would like to know is, have you always had your gift?
Oh, okay, good question. I believe I was born with my gift because my parents were aghast at the fact that as a 2-year-old I was out down the back paddock amongst the horses' legs, and we're talking horses that were
Pretty
prime.
mean-spirited, from what I've heard.
They were prime athletes, I guess. So they
Very
were not,
highly strung.
highly strung, and could kick the eye out of a needle, and they weren't very nice, kind of thing. But I would be down there amongst them, chatting to them amongst their legs and things like that, and that kind of freaked my mum out, especially. My dad thought it was great because he would get me to hold the horses. Apparently, even at the age of 2, he would get me to hold the horses so that they would stand still for him to actually get shoes on their feet without him getting killed. So that was I didn't learn about that till later, but my first recollection of
Hey, hang on a minute. Hang on, just wait. You've got to let me ask the questions. You can't just go and answer them all.
I don't want to answer your questions.
So, when was the first time you actually realised that you consciously had a gift?
I was getting that when I was 5. Our dog was killed. He went down the road and chased the neighbour's chooks, and the neighbour shot him.
Who did?
The neighbour did.
Who did the neighbour shoot?
The dog.
Ah.
The family dog. The family pet. His name was Bonzo.
That's horrible.
And it was a very bad day for us. And that night, when I went to bed, he actually jumped up on the bed in spirit and did his little twirly thing on the end of the bed, and then snuggled down at the foot of the bed.
Oh, that is sweet.
Well, it's sweet, but as a 5-year-old, I was pretty freaked out, but I couldn't tell anyone.
That's understandable.
Yeah, so that's my first conscious recollection of actually contact with spirit. Yeah.
And it was contact with a canine spirit. So what you're basically saying, and I think what the viewers would like to know, is like you had like a very, very strong gift with animals. Now, I know on the farm that you've been around here with me, and you've actually turned around and told me what the horses were saying to you. It is an amazing gift to be a Dr. Dolittle.
Yeah, see, Margaret says she has so much respect for you after the interview that I did with you last week, because that really probably resonated with a lot of people. However, yes, I do have my moments around the farm.
Yeah.
And animals have been talking to me, for a very long time. But I don't consider animals separate from humans, so...
well, no, we're all equal spirits.
Yeah, so that, yeah. I have it. Look, there's a duck here, and her name's Renee. And Renee...
Renee's pretty cool duck.
Renee sits up on a rail every morning, and when I walk down there, she eyeballs me. Now, she doesn't like to be touched. She prefers to think of herself as a wild duck. Actually, I think she is half wild duck.
She actually is, yeah.
Yeah.
She's half black duck.
Yeah, and she eyeballs me, and I know if I go to touch her that she will fly away, but she knows that I won't try to touch her now. And as I walk past her, I go, "Good morning, Renee," and she gives me a mouthful of, "I want you to let the ducks out because I want to play with such and such." And I go, "Yeah, I'll do that when I get back." And she does amuse me. So it's I don't know, it's weird, but I do have that has happened for me, and it's got me through a lot of tough times in my life. The actual being able to actually communicate with the animals, they've kind of become my family, and they're the reason I kind of get out of bed every day.
Can't argue with that. You got to love anybody that loves animals, really. They're our furry friends, they're our fur babies, or fur family, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
Now, other things have happened that have brought you gifts on as well, right?
Yeah.
And I happen to know, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, that you went through a pretty traumatic experience there when you were young, when you were first married. And you had a bit of a premonition. Can you want to tell us about that? Because maybe we can help somebody out here who's had the same sort of thing.
I met my first husband when I was 15. I left home when I was 15. And I went to a long way away from home to an agriculture college, and I met my first husband there. And that was, we spent 10 years together. We met him when I was 15. We married when I was 19. And when I was 26, we'd gone all around the country and we'd done a lot of things. We were kind of, very joined at the hip. He was quite a character, very social, kind of. And he was the day before his birthday, and he was working for an agriculture company, and he badly wanted to fly to Longreach to the sales with a client, his favorite client, and he did that. And I knew that this was not right, and I tried to tell him not to get on the plane. Actually, I was really very forthright about it, that not to get on that plane. They chartered a plane. There was 5 of them that got on that plane. I looked after the office for him for the day, and I think I drew airplanes all day. I was distraught. I was beside myself. And I remember talking to him at 6 p.m. at night when they were waiting to get back on the plane to fly home. And he actually laughed at me when I said, "But you'll be flying in the dark." And he said, "No, airplanes can land in the dark. They have like navigation." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Sorry.
Yeah. But unfortunately, it was his birthday next day, and I was driving to the town up the road to get his birthday present. And I was driving home, and at this certain time, driving home, I had this overwhelming feeling that the plane had crashed, or that there was something really wrong, and I burst into tears. And then I pulled myself together and said, "That's ridiculous. What are you doing? Stop it." Drove home, made dinner, expecting him home 2 hours later. But 2 hours later, I got the call to say that the plane was missing. And yes, the plane had crashed, and him and 4 other people died that night. And I was mortified that I knew that it was going to happen, and I couldn't stop him from getting on the plane. And that
would have been a pretty traumatic experience.
It
My
was-
heart goes out to you.
It was awfully traumatic. And again, that very next morning, just hours after it happened, I felt him in bed beside me, and he grabbed my hand, and he grabbed my hand and squeezed it.
Yeah, that's pretty special.
Yeah. And I remember getting out of bed. I had a house full of people by then, all family, and I got in the car and I drove at daylight. It was like 5 a.m. or something, and I drove out to the animals and sat with the animals, the horses and whatever, out the road that we had. So, but that's only like a snippet of that was,
Now, there's been a lot of good things that you've been able to foresee as well. Let's just change the subject, because I can see that it's kind of getting to you, and we don't want you upset.
I'm not upset. I'm just, how even if you have a gift and you see things that are going to happen and you can't stop them from happening, and sometimes they're fated.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's part of your journey, and there's absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. And I did try to stop it, and that's what upset me, that I couldn't stop it. So I was very angry for a long time that he actually got on that plane, even though I told him not to, and that I was concerned about it. And you put yourself in those shoes, you probably would have done the same thing. And even on his side, he would have probably done the same thing, because he was just into the adventure of doing what he was doing.
I think all of us, would have done the same thing. And there's a few people that have been in that situation. I happen to know quite a lot of people would have been in a similar situation.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've shared that with us and everybody on here is a pretty amazing thing, and it shows how strong you've become since then.
It's, there's a lot of things that happened since then that, have put me on the path, and it just gets a lot more tragic, after that, because I didn't follow the signs, and it wasn't until 2006, which is, a long time after that I actually decided to follow a spiritual path, and did a spiritual mastery course and did Reiki, and I followed and followed and followed because I was so broken. And spirit has that way of, if you're not listening, they keep giving you the wake-up call, unfortunately. So, and not that, my husband dying was my path, that was part of his path. I just happened to be part of that path.
Yeah.
But, these things really do affect us. But the thing that I got out of that is that my faith stayed strong and my spirituality stayed strong, and that there is life after death, and they do try to communicate with us after that. And they don't leave either. They come and they go, and they come and they go, and
That's
they're
right.
forever looking after us. And he has always looked after me. And it's been 30 years since that happened.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know one night he came to me, and I started talking to you and telling you things that there's no way known I could have known.
No, that's right.
And gave you a message from him yourself.
Yeah.
And since then, you've had a pretty rough life, and you've come through things quite well. You're actually an amazing person. The fact that you still have so much love and life and everything left in you. I have the greatest respect for you because of that. But as I said, there's been a lot of joys that you've been able to see, and happiness and that as well, hasn't it?
Yeah. I was left here for a reason, and for a long time I didn't understand that, and a long time I was very angry about that. And I know there's people out there that have lost people. I know there's people out there that have lost animals, and I'm one of those people as well. And sometimes it really does break your heart, but they do come back, they do hang around, and they're always here on important. I always found they were here on important occasions. And
that's right. Yeah.
I'll often feel a brush, beside my leg, or I'll feel, a tap on the head, or a hand on the shoulder, just because I can feel it and someone else can't, doesn't mean that those people or those animals aren't there.
Yeah.
It's not there. It is there.
Yeah.
And for some of us that are a little bit more sensitive, we can actually feel that. Sometimes we don't know why, but we do. See, Cass says she's lost 2 fiancés, one from a heart attack, and see, this tragic stuff.
Yeah.
Another one took his own life. So, yes, Kaz, you understand, and it's heartbreaking for us, and we couldn't save them no matter what we did. So Kaz is saying she was giving mouth to mouth to one, and the other one took his own life. But that wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. It was that part of their journey, which is a really hard thing to understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of people haven't had the same experiences, and it's when you until you walk a mile in someone else's shoes, you really don't understand what is actually going on, but or have the empathy or compassion.
Yeah. We're getting a few people that are coming up, and
lots of people coming up with lots of stories.
My experience as a paranormal investigator, I've had countless experiences where family members have come back to visit and let people know that they're okay. And I think this was an important topic that we needed to cover tonight, so people can understand, just what other people go through, and that there are people that do understand you. And from the other side, they come back to show us their love. They come back to visit us.
They do.
And as Michelle said, they come back at special occasions.
They do. They actually do come back on special occasions, and it's quite breathtaking when you actually realize that it's happened. And I know a lot of you probably don't realize it's happened, but if you can just have the faith that they are there, they do send signs, and as everyone has a different gift. So, I mean, I can sense them and feel them. Marty can actually communicate with them
and see them occasionally. Which is in itself can be very interesting and a little bit horrific at times too.
Yeah.
It's funny, because when you, and this might ease a few minds maybe, when I've seen past people or people that have moved on to the next plane of existence, because I don't believe that people die, their spirit moves on to another plane, or goes to heaven if you believe in that way. Now, I've had children come back as youths. I've had people that have died, in their 80s and 90s that come back in the period of their life that they thrive the most.
That's right. I've seen that too.
And I've seen like a vision of somebody. I described it, and this is on a case, and the lady's going, "Oh, hey, hang on a minute. Is this what you saw?" And there was a lady in the picture that was her grandmother that had passed. And I described her grandmother at the age of 22 years of age.
That's right.
So people go to their age where they feel the most comfortable, and they're not in pain, right? They're at peace. They're living an existence that one day we'll get to live as well. But yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
And with the animals as well, people who've lost their animals, like Ray Louise says she wishes she could communicate with animals. Well, look, we all have the ability. It's just, taking the time to actually, tune in on that gift. And, as it's about the expression on the animal's face. It's stopping and listening, going quiet, going neutral, in your mind, to be able to hear those thoughts that drop in, and not doubting those thoughts that drop in, because that's the communication that is actually happening. And they don't leave. And I know there's a lot of older animals passing over right now. This year in 2020, especially with all the trauma and
smoke and the heat.
Well, it's not just that. Gaia's going through a whole change, and there's lots of actual changes going on the earth, and the animals are more sensitive to that than any of us. And a lot of the older animals, horses, dogs, cats, are actually passing over, and they're ready to leave now, because they can do more good in spirit than what they can here on this earthly plane. A lot of them have done their job and been companions, and now they're crossing over so that they can actually do more in the spirit world to actually help Mother Earth with this transition that we're all going through. So
now, when a spirit goes from this existence, be it animal or human, I've died 3 times, and twice I can actually remember, and I was actually outside my body and looking at myself and listening to people and that. And then when they brought me back, I popped back in again. So, your soul, your spirit knows what's going on. It's not an end, all right?
No.
There's no other way to put it. This shit is real. You know what I mean? So, and if it's like that for us, I can't see any reason why it's not like that for animals. They just move on to a better place.
Yeah.
And they're still there, and they still love you, and they still want to visit you. So I'd like you to take a little bit of solace in that. But anyway, look, we've only got half an hour of a show left, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would like readings. Everyone's been so polite tonight, and I'd like to thank you for that. So what we're going to do is...
You didn't bring your runes.
Yes, I did.
Oh.
We're going to start off, and we're going to give some readings out now. As I said, just remember, we do this because, we love helping people. We don't owe anybody anything, but we really like to help you out and try and give you some sort of insight in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
we're going to
communicating
start.
with animals is,
Yeah,
you know, look, that's a whole nother
whole nother ball game.
yeah, and it can be done by all of us if we just take the time. And I know sometimes when you've lost an animal, you're so deep in the depths of despair that you need help to actually do that.
Yep.
To get messages, and you know, and that's fair enough. And same when a loved one passes over, and you know, reach out if you can.
Okay, now Bellaboo would like a personal reading. Now, if you'd like to do that, if you get onto Connecting with Clarity on Facebook, and Michelle will put a link up about that. Get on to Michelle and you can book a personal reading with her.
Yep.
I've got to tell you, I had a reading from Michelle years and years ago, which is how we met.
Before we met.
Well, actually, it was before we met in person, and you know, done a few readings for me over the years, and she's absolutely fantastic at what she does. So, Bellaboo Judy, if you could hop onto Connecting with Clarity, if you want to just spell that out so she knows where to go. And rather than me tell you where to go, I'll let Michelle type where to go. And
Connecting with Clarity page.
okay, we have the Connecting with Clarity comment come up now, and to save us going through everything, there we go. There's Spiritual Events Directory with Connecting with Clarity. Underneath it, we're going to start doing readings. So we have Gina Carbone. Would like a card, please.
Gina, I'm going to do coffee cards tonight, and because the messages are fairly clear and concise. So
we're not trying to put anyone back that's commented and asked for a reading before. It's just like we have 183 comments.
Well, that one flipped out.
And we're going to start with the people that are actually here on the group watching. So
the card that's flipped out for you, Junior, is the mandala, which is about meditation and harmony and rituals. It's a time for quiet reflection on where your old programming and patterning is repeating itself and hindering you in your life, and you need to look for signs and symbols for a clue on how you may grow spiritually. So there's an affirmation here for that. I live in the moment in harmony and balance. Now the number on this card is 27, which comes back to a 9 vibration. So 9 is all about the humanitarian. It's also about endings. So to me, that suggests that you need to look at areas in your life that you need to get rid of. Things that aren't serving your highest good, you need to quit them, get rid of them, and then, put in some new rituals, some new habits that are going to help you grow spiritually. So, for instance, what would be an example of that? Living in the moment, living in harmony, living in balance. So maybe taking, 10 minutes a day to actually sit in quiet and reflect, or actually go out and put your feet on the grass. Or
I find a great experience that I find to do that is actually go out to a tree, sit down underneath the tree, barefoot, place your bare hands on the ground, your back up against the tree. And what I do is I actually meditate, and I actually become the tree and become one with the tree, and feel the wind tickling through the leaves. And I know that looks really funny doing that, doesn't it? Yeah, but there you go.
You look a bit,
Oh, I do look a bit like that way, don't I?
But right. Trees have a heartbeat. True.
Yep, that's right.
True, they have a heartbeat, so you can go and connect with them. But it's about making new habits that are actually going to help you move forward, not ones that are actually going to keep you stuck, in one place. Yep. So I hope that helps, Jenny.
Okay, so Ray Louise, would love one, please. Never had one from you.
I should hope not.
I bet you probably never had one from me either.
Ray Louise.
Okay, quickly, Ray. Seeing as Michelle's drawing a card, I'm going to do a quick room speak for you. I don't know if you meant Miss Clarity or myself. Okay. Okay, so I've just drawn the runes a little bit for you. Communication is a big thing for you, Ray Louise. right in the middle of whatever it is that is affecting you at the moment. Communication is the key. And that's what it's all about. And it's also, there's a doing rune that's come out beside that, which is an energy rune. It's an active rune. It's the Yin rune. Okay, so to the left of that you have the strength rune, which is rolling upwards. So the situation at the moment, like, you do need to communicate, and you need to communicate while you're working with it. But your strength is building. There's a need rune at the top crowning it. That's rolling forward. So what that says is the need is building as well. And so the right-hand side and the future side, we have Berkana, which is the new beginnings rune. Now it's at its base and it's rolling forward towards the top. And to me, that signifies that there's been something, there's been a change in your life that's just starting off. And, the ball is just starting rolling. It looks to me, by the look of the runes, that there is a lot of positive to come out of it. And the Destiny rune being upwards, being underneath it, rolling forward, also means that something's happening at the moment that is a destined thing for you. So, yeah, and underneath, right at the bottom of everything, which is outcome, you have the sun rune. So there's good things coming out of whatever it is that's just happened in your life.
Well, that's true. Louise, the snail card come out, which is about just slowing down and being a bit more patient. That it's safe to be you, and everything is happening in divine timing. So perhaps that doing room is about trying to push too hard, and perhaps you need to just slow down and actually just allow things to happen.
Okay,
and let go a little bit.
So the next one we have Linda, and Linda would like a rune. That would be lovely. All right, Linda, let's throw a rune for you. Okay, Linda, we've got 3 runes that have come up for you. The first rune and foremost that's here is Cause Question Karma. Now, this is also a protection rune. So this one's come up. Usually what it symbolises is that, you're on a good path. Your quest is a good quest, especially when it's pulled up right like that. And you seem to be attracting good karma. So, that's a pretty positive thing, because, upright can also mean a bit of protection. And being on the right course and the right quest gives you protection as well. Now, the other rune I drew, which was upright, which is the year rune. And Yara can signify the year, and it can also signify balance. So, seems like this year is your year for something to happen. And the last rune that I pulled up beside that is the sun rune. So it looks like this year is your year for something really good to happen to you.
Yeah, and the elephant card came out for you, Linda, which is about, good luck and strength and staying in your integrity, and that, you have the strength to push through all obstacles. So that's true. This is your year, but you just, you're still going to have to push through some things, but it will happen.
And Kim Grattan, look, I firmly believe that, we have soul groups and soulmates, right? Now, our soulmates are the people in our soul group. They're not necessarily somebody we have a relationship with, and I firmly believe that animals are definitely soulmates and part of our soul group.
Yeah, that is true. And I believe, and I think I've actually said this to you before, Kim, that actually, when you have such a strong connection with the dog or the soul, they actually do come back to you. So when you can stop grieving so hard, and it's like allowing that space, right? That space for that soul to come back to you. They will come back, either in the form of another dog or another animal, but that particular soul will actually come back to you. And I know I have other spiritual people that actually, would confirm that they do that. So
right. So now Mina Maria.
Yeah.
Lost a dog after 2 days of her son dying, and has a feeling the dog is with her son, and because he loved animals.
Well, yeah.
I have no doubt if you have that feeling, then there's a reason you have that feeling.
Yep.
All right. So please, whatever you do, don't doubt it. Take peace in the fact that your son is with his favourite fur baby.
I believe that is true. My first husband, when not too long after he passed over, he took my favourite horse and the dog. And just suddenly, like out of the blue, it was this weird stuff. It wasn't from old age or anything like that. It just, and I remember thinking, he's got the horse and he's got the dog and he's galloping up around in the clouds because, he was like a bit of a, he was a stock and station agent, but we were both, Jillaroos and Jackaroos. So that, seemed pertinent to me, and, he loved this horse of mine, and, it was, so I truly believe that can happen,
Yeah. All right. Now, Emma Descent.
Would love
a
a
card, please.
Oh, a card. Emma.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're going to try and get through you all as quickly as possible. We're going to attempt to do what we call speed readings. And no, that doesn't mean that we're on speed while we're reading.
Emma, the octopus has come out. So it's about camouflage, stealth, and intelligence. So when the octopus arrives, expect to be involved in many activities at once. And also ask yourself, does someone else have their tentacles in your affairs? Intelligently remove any interferences, and if feeling overwhelmed, simplify or ask for help. And many hands make light work. And the affirmation here is, when I ask, I shall receive the help I need. So if you're feeling overwhelmed with too much to do, ask for help. As I said, many hands make light work. Or if you feel like that someone else is interfering in your stuff, remove those tentacles, because
and like, just put it out to the universe that you need help if there's nobody around you, and it's very likely that somebody will come and help you. Right.
Ask and you shall receive.
Next one. Tracy would like a rune if I have time. Well, let's have a look. I'm going to do a quick speed reading here.
No, that's Claire.
Is it?
Claire Smith.
Claire. Can I have a rune? Okay, I didn't see that. Sorry about that, Claire. Claire, 2 runes have come up for you. One is New Beginnings, Bergana, which means that there's a new beginning coming right there for you. Good thing. And the other rune is Destiny rune. So it looks like you're coming up on an event in life. It's one of those things that just happens. Now, we also have the Fortune rune here, which is rolling upright. There's a good fortune coming out of this situation. And we have the Ing rune. So the Ing rune was sideways, which means that this might be a little bit of period where you won't be doing anything, but it was rolling forward. And that means that, you will get back on your feet and get happening. Excuse me again. All right.
What are you drinking?
I've got the hiccups. I ate my dinner too fast. All right. So Tracy Hazel.
Now it's Tracy.
Can I have a rune, please, if I have time? All right. Okay, Tracy. Looks to me, everything around you're reading what I've thrown for you. The one in the middle, to me, signifies peace. And that was sitting sideways like that, rolling forward, rolling upright. So I'd say that a little bit of unrest in your life at the moment, and you're really looking for some peace, looking for something to happen. The other rune that came up underneath it, which is the Hope rune, and the Hope rune was also rising forward and coming upright, which means that there's a building hope. The one in between the Peace rune and the Hope rune was this one. It's blank. Usually that means that something unexpected is coming. So something unexpected is going to bring you a little bit of hope, and it's going to bring a little bit more peace to the situation. We also had Thor's rune. Thor's rune is the thorn. It's a defense.
You are on speed.
Thor's rune is a defense rune, and it can also mean faith. So have faith.
All right.
And,
shut up now.
Peace is coming to you.
And Gomez Abreu wants a message from Spirit. So I pulled you a card, and it's the Badger card, which is about self-reliance, organization, and boundaries. It talks about learning to be comfortable with yourself and defending your boundaries, trusting your self-reliance. With some organization and digging deep, you can achieve goals. The affirmation here is, I am organized and I rely on myself to achieve what I need and I want in life. All right. So what you're asking for or what you're needing in life, Anna, just requires some organization and some self-reliance. All right.
So there's a really good mantra to say with that as well. And that is, if it has to be, it's up to me.
Exactly.
Use your will, make it happen.
Exactly.
All right, next.
Margaret Curry.
Margaret Curry would like a card or a rune, please. All right, so Margaret, seeing as Michelle drew a card last time, I'm going to quickly draw a rune.
Yep.
Throw it out on the table. And what do we have for you? All right, so what we have for you is we have the luck rune, which is upright, and that's actually upright like that. So brilliant. There's a bit of good luck there for you. We also have the fortune rune, and that was like this, so it was rolling forward. So it looks like there's a bit of fortune building for you. Now we also had Berkana, which was at the base rolling forward. So it appears that you've just started a new path in life, and you've just had a new beginning, and that's climbing at the moment. It's your turn.
Was that for Margaret?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has been on a new path of weight loss.
Charlene is
She'd like a card for a relationship, please.
okay.
So Charlene,
Please and thank you, lovely.
I've gone to the romance angels, and regarding your relationship, there's a chemistry there. Okay, there's a strong magnetic attraction here in your relationship. So chemistry, I'm just going to have a look because I'm not familiar with this, just see what the message is. All right.
Would you like to borrow my glasses? I know you got your own. I just thought I
You
might give
do
you my
share
glasses
chemistry
to make
with
it
this
really blurry.
person, and it creates an intense pleasurable sensations. As long as that's not someone outside of a committed relationship.
Hang on a minute. How do I? I'm just trying to work out how I can mime intense, pleasurable situation. I know.
So if you're not in a committed relationship, but this is a new relationship and you're single, then you've got the green light to go ahead. Okay? Because there is chemistry here. So that's good. A lot of relationships don't have chemistry. So you've got the green light to go ahead with that, Charlene. I hope that helps.
This Conda, love this. This.
Oh, well, we're not up to that. You're up to Tiana.
Well, please have a reading. I'm having some troubles at the moment. Look, folks, if you want a real reading, not a speed reading, all right, Miss Clarity charges like $33 for a reading, which is negligible when it comes to, when you're at what you're actually paying for. And it's a half-hour reading, and usually the readings go over time. Please do yourself a favour. Get on to Miss Clarity. Get onto the Connecting with Clarity page. Contact Michelle and book a reading. You'll be absolutely amazed. And I'm sure there's quite a few people on here that have actually done that, and we've had nothing but great reviews. So please get on there if you have a situation where you really need some good insight instead of just a speed reading like we do here. Talk to Miss Clarity, book a reading, spend some time with her. If you'd like me to bring my runes along to the reading, we can book a time. I can step in, I can join as well.
Yeah, we do that.
And I don't charge any extra.
Tiana, you said you're getting troubles at the moment, and the crabs come up, which talks about lateral thinking and being defensive and sensitive. So it basically says that you need some lateral and creative thinking to solve any problems that you may have. And make sure that you haven't crossed any personal boundaries in place to ensure that others can't get around your defenses as well. So your affirmation is, I think, outside of the box for clever solutions. So definitely there is something going on. And this is not a mountain that you can climb. This is something that you actually need to go around. So yes. Yeah. That's what all I'll say about that.
Yeah, I had a thought that I was going to try and mime some of these things. And intense pleasure, I think I got that all right. But this crab's one, the only thing I can do is...
dropped a rat card. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, no, that's probably not a good one.
No.
Triple one, bit of help, please.
Donna, triple
Donna,
one.
that's angel numbers.
Yeah, definitely.
The angels are with you.
That's right. and definitely that something's coming up. I mean, one's about a beginning, new beginnings. A triple one and double one and double one and quadruple one is about the angels trying to get your attention, telling you there's something that you're missing, but that they are around. It's divine guidance.
Okay.
What are you doing? You're gonna ask what it is?
No, I'm just, when you're ready, I'm just waiting for you to finish giving your wonderful advice.
No, I'm good.
And Brenda Middleton says she'll go runes this time. Now, just for you guys, runes are spelled RUNES. Ruins, well, yeah, I probably ruined them, so that's pretty accurate as well.
Well,
So,
getting back to Donna, I'll send you I'll inbox you because you're on my page, so I'll inbox you with the meaning of the triple one, okay? So, and what it may be meaning to you.
okay, so
I'll do that tomorrow.
I'm just going to loop in here quickly for Brenda. There's a bit of an issue at the moment. Look, it's a communication issue. It's part of your journey. There's a rune at the top that's crowning it, which is a strength rune, telling you to be strong. What I see here is I see that there's a situation that is weakening both a male and a female there. And between that, I have the yin rune. The yin rune is the doing rune. So, it says to me there could possibly be a bit of a relationship problem. But the yin rune rolling upright and everything means that it can be resolved. Just get into it and work on it, talk to each other. Yeah. Oh, hang on. It may be a spiritual issue as well.
Yeah, Brenda just lost her dog.
Okay, so
Does that help?
that might be it. Yeah. So
Sugar.
talk to your dog. Just because your dog moves on to the next plane doesn't mean that your dog is not there with you.
Well, actually, I think I've had this conversation with Brenda that her dog is still there and still trying to communicate with her, and that her grief is blocking the communication.
Right.
So
Relax, open up, and yeah.
Yeah, like I said, they never really leave. They come and they can come and they can go.
That's right.
Especially with dogs, they feel they're so attached to, and their unconditional love is just so strong that the more you grieve, the less that they can move on. They kind of stuck there.
Now we've got 6 minutes. We're going to try and get through as many people as what we can.
Angela Simone would love a reading, so I'll let you do that.
Okay, so Angela Simone, we're going to draw a single rune for you, and that single rune for you is peace. No, that's a good one. Quickly, you have something coming into your life. It's going to bring you peace and good fortune. All right. Okay, next we have.
So I think I went past
Ruby and Ruby Rach and Ruby O'Brien.
Yeah, she
Would
was.
love
next.
a card if drawn to me, please. And thank you. Very nice. Thank you so much, people, for having respect and using your manners. We absolutely love it.
So that was Rachel Ruby, was it? Ruby Rachel? Ruby.
That was Rach and Ruby O'Brien. I've got my phone down there because we missed the messages on this, so we're just like, working out, doing speed readings.
So Rachel and Ruby, the birthday card has come out, which is about celebration.
Birthday cake.
Giving thanks. So I'll read this out because this is really sweet. It's believed that the lit candles on a birthday cake represent the glow of the moon, and the smoke from the candles carry your prayers and wishes to the universe. And it's certainly a time to make a wish and believe that it will come true. And it's a time of surprises, gifts, and blessings. And the affirmation is, I celebrate who I am and how far I have come today. And the number on the card is number 1. All right. So that's about new beginnings, new surprises, new journeys, and also about the power of, being able to manifest what you want for yourself.
Just a bit of a backup there on New Beginnings. I just thought I'd try to arrange and grab
Yeah,
one quickly.
the birthday cake is about, that's the day
beginnings
you were
popped up.
born. That's the recognition of you being a person, and
Okay.
yeah.
All right, next one. Ray
That makes
Louise would love some guidance. Look, Ray, if you'd like to have actual in-depth guidance, once again, I'll stress, contact Miss Clarity. All right, just slip her $33. Get the reading. Her time is well worth it. You're going to get a lot more guidance having a reading done than what you will just with a quickie online. I mean, nobody's satisfied with a quickie, are they?
Nope.
So,
Debbie
anyway,
Johnson.
would love a card or a
You're
room,
awful,
please,
Muriel.
if you can.
Debbie Johnson, the card that's come out for you is the Aeroplane, which is all about escaping and adventure and travel. And it's also about changing your perspective. The higher up you can get to look down on your problem, the more your perspective changes. And the affirmation is I choose to change my perspective and I see all solutions. So, in any case, a change of scenery is always refreshing, and a change of view from up there can make any problem seem smaller. So it's like, change is as good as a holiday. So even if it's not from an aeroplane, some change would be good for you right now.
Okay.
21 is the number on that, which comes back to a 3 vibration. So you need some joy in your life, joy and creativity.
Okay, next up, Ray Louise. No, hang on a minute. We have Liz Conda. Beautiful, love the trees, so do I. And Charlene was like
We've already done that.
anything on a relationship. Look,
Done that.
Charlene, if you want
Done
something
that.
in depth, go to Connecting with Clarity, talk to Miss Clarity, book a reading.
Michelle Stewart, I think is the name.
Ray says thank you. Virginia says
thank
thank you and love. Michelle would like a card reading.
I'm just using Coffee Oracles tonight, Michelle, because they're quick and easy. And oopsie, and there's a flipper. And 2.
Hey, well, I love it, Marty. Thank you so much.
Again, the crabs come out again, which is about lateral thinking. Michelle, it's all about making sure you've got personal boundaries and making sure others can't get around your defenses and thinking outside your box for clever solutions. So the crab goes sideways. He doesn't climb over the mountain. He goes around the mountain. So it's about lateral, definitely about lateral thinking. So whatever's coming up there for you, do that. Reading will be great, please. I'll let you do that one.
Karen McPhee Hawks. All right, quickly. I've got 1 minute to do this, and then I'm going to run out of time.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Reading for you. At the moment, we have an ing problem. We have an ing sitting in the middle of our reading, and I'm going to go really quick and try and get this through in time. Okay, on the left-hand side of that, we have the M rune, the male energy rune. On the right-hand side of that, I sound like I'm calling a race, don't I? On the right-hand side of that, we have the strength rune, and this one here is that. So,
I'm expecting Farlap to jump out of the barrier.
and they're off and racing. We also have Bacana rune. It seems that there has been a little bit of hail and strife in your life at the moment. It's coming to an end. I'd like to let you know that good news. The situation that was causing the strife and everything is coming to an end as well. So, look, things are going to change. That's good. Have faith. That's the best thing. Have faith. Have faith in yourself and have faith in spirit that something good will come of it. All right?
All right. So Maureen Hopkins would love a message. I'll just go a quick card for her. And the ribbon has come out, Maureen. The ribbon card's about awareness and wellness and checkups. So, that there's so many amazing ribbons out there for all the different causes. So when this symbol shows up, it's time for a checkup, especially if you have a niggling worries over something that doesn't feel right. And your mantra is, I intuitively know myself and act accordingly to return to balance. So if you feel like there's something not right with you at the moment, then go and get a checkup and remove all doubt. This is not saying that there is something there. What it is saying is that stress and the worry that you're carrying about things not being right isn't going to do you much good. So go and clear it all up and move forward, okay?
Okay. So, Rena, thank you. Ray, thank you both so much.
Yeah, she said that she resonated with that and she's trying to pursue her passions. And thank you, Marty.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you, Marty.
No, I got a beard rub instead of a beard tug. Isn't that sweet? Okay, what do we got
No,
next?
yeah,
We're going to
please
quickly
do.
try and get
This
to
is
another
so
one.
rude.
So they're off and racing again. We have, who do we have coming up to the gate at the moment? We have
More, no, I just did Maureen. Ray Louise's have one. Kim says, may she have a card or a room, please? Lately, I've been crying for a lot of very small
okay.
reasons.
We'll do Kim, and we're going to do Mina Maria because Mina Maria is first time on here, so we're going to quickly get into that.
Where? Where?
Down here, I've just gone down through a few people here. All right, so there we go. We have the rooms out for you. Now, the first room we have up there is the rune that signifies swift and speedy. Now, it also signifies female energy. We also have the year rune and the balance rune coming up, right? So it looks like you managed to achieve a little bit of balance in your life. You have a new beginning that's working its way up and coming to fruit at the moment. Absolutely wonderful. You have the Ing rune there that's rolling forward, so you're really starting to work on a project, and the project is coming in well. Now at the bottom of that we have the Yarrow rune, the year rune, and it's climbing forward. It's on its way right to the finish rail, folks. And right at the end we have the male energy rune, which was upside down and starting to roll forward. So that male energy rune is coming through on the last leg of the straight. It's coming up to the post, folks. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. And what do we have that's come through there? We have Cost Quest and Karma. We have Cost Quest and Karma that's one way ahead.
Give me a headache. You're awful. Have you finished that for Mena? Poor Mena. Kim says
that wasn't Mena.
She's been crying for a lot of small reasons. Kim, that's your emotions releasing. It's about past traumas coming up. It's a good thing. Embrace it. Embrace the fact that you're crying. Tears are gifts from God. So release those past emotions.
Allows you to release energy. So wonderful thing. Absolutely wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Many you've already done.
Charlene, look, if we can give you some more insight, just please, contact Miss Clarity, book a reading, sit down, spend some time with her, have a talk with Miss Clarity, and we'll do our best to do what we can to help. We only have a limited amount of time here, so we've got to get things done pretty quick.
And Linda, yes, she says
not being insensitive,
she's got some obstacles.
Really wish we could help all
Will
of
you
you.
stop interrupting me?
No, that's my job.
Yes, you will triumph over the year, Linda, and yes, use the elephant. Even as a spirit guide, use the elephant because they are really good at removing obstacles. They're very strong, a lot of integrity, a lot of strength, and very much about family. Flea B, I haven't seen you here before. She would love a card. I'm going to give you a coffee oracle card. We are a bit over time, but anyway.
Do I get paid overtime for this? Isn't it time and a half for the first 3 hours?
Yeah, that's 3 beard tugs per minute overtime.
I'll pass.
Oh no! I just dropped the card.
You're throwing the cards away. That one jumped out with a vengeance.
Stop.
Hang on a minute. I'm just going to reach down
no,
here.
No, you're not. Give me that.
I'm going to reach down and grab it.
No, you're not.
I'm going to reach down and grab the card. Don't get mistaken on what I'm going to grab, all right?
Hang on. Let me grab it.
Hang on. I hope you're grabbing the card down there. When she says, let me grab it, I'll worry.
Flea there, you've got the octopus and it decided to crawl under the table, as octopuses do, which is about intelligence and camouflage and stealth. So we had this one previously tonight. So it says, expect to be involved in many activities at once, and also ask yourself, is someone involved in your affairs? If so, remove the tentacles. Any interference is only going to make you feel more overwhelmed. So the mantra is, when I ask, I shall receive the help I need. Okay, so think about the octopus, and many hands make light work.
Now, just quickly, Charlene keeps asking, and my heart's going out to her. Look, Charlene, the thing, I've just thrown the runes for you. The center rune that I've thrown for you is the love rune. It seems to me that your hope is dwindling, and you're swiftly weakening. But I'll let you know that there is peace coming. Whether it's in what you want to happen or what you don't want to happen, I don't know. But I want you to know that there is peace coming. And once again, if you want something more in depth, contact Miss Clarity
through the Connecting with Clarity page.
Through the Connecting with Clarity page and get a reading done.
Yep. Yeah. Just wait a minute. There. That's just perfect. Wait a minute. No. Bettina Campbell, this is your card, Peacock. And it's about confidence and vision and true colors. It's time for you to use your intuitive powers and vision with confidence, but without becoming arrogant or egotistical. Find the balance between confidence and humility. And your affirmation is, I embrace self-love and confidence with humility and grace. So imagine the peacock, it shows his true colors. He has those beautiful colors. He's not ashamed to show them. And whatever you're up to, it's time to step up and show your true colors. Okay. All right. We really are out of time.
All right. Just quickly, Kaz, we didn't miss you. The rune I've drawn for you is the luck rune. You have a bit of good luck coming to you.
Kaz, we missed you.
No, we didn't. I just drew a rune for her. She has the luck rune coming.
No, we can't miss Kaz. I was going to draw her a card as well.
So the people that like the page and are regulars that we get to know, we really develop a little bit of a bond with them. So we can't help ourselves. No. We've got to look after our friends.
Kaz, the mermaid card has come out as well. What did you say? Good luck.
Yeah.
It's about ocean and magic and crystals. Mermaids swimming reminds us to have the ability to connect to our sacred self, our gifts and blessings. And a trip to the ocean may be just what you need to reconnect with yourself and blow off any negative energies. And a visit to a crystal shop or a visit to a crystal shop, okay, for some crystal magic may also be of help. And your affirmation is, as I cast my eye upon the sea, I see all of me. All right. So if you can't make it to the ocean, Kaz, get to the crystal or use the crystals. Larimar is a great ocean crystal that Larimar has to do with the ancient Atlantis, which is about, the sea. Anything blue, aqua aura, angel light is blue. Any of those light blues, blue lace agate. Use those beautiful light blue crystals. Anything that's ocean colored. If you can't get to the sea. But anyway, if you can get it down there and get your feet in the sand and get your feet in that salt water, that is the best thing you can do for yourself right now. Let me know, because I want to come too. Okay.
Look, we're going to have to go. We're over time.
We are. Oh, thank you, Margaret. She says my readings are definitely something.
Yeah, look, we have some messages there.
They're definitely
from people that have had readings off Miss Clarity, and I think there's one there from someone who I joined in with as well.
Yeah.
I'm willing to step in. I don't want anything extra for it. There's already a fair exchange of energies when you pay Miss Clarity for the readings. By all means, highly recommended. As you can see from the people that have had them, get into it. Well worthwhile. And on that note,
anyone who's missed out.
Cheers,
okay,
viewers.
So there's a heap of people we've missed out on tonight. So if there's anyone out there who's truly, truly in need of a one-on-one reading, message me through the Connecting with Clarity page.
That's right.
Mention the show tonight on Spiritual Events Directory, and I will do a one-on-one reading with you for $20. All right, $20 to answer anything that you want to know. If Marty's around, I'll include him as well, so you get two for the price of one. And it doesn't get much better than that.
But wait, there's more.
Is there?
No, I just wasn't quick enough to get it in when you were going to include me.
If he's around, otherwise it's one-on-one. So anyone who's here tonight, as I said, if you've got really pressing matters, $20, for half an hour, And I generally go over time anyway. We try and sort out your problems, whatever we do. And but you need to connect with me through the Connecting with Clarity page. The link is on the promo for tonight. It's got the full link on there to the actual page. And
I'll just put a little note up. And the other thing we're going to finish off with is with Valentine's Day coming. If you want your fella to get you something like an eternal rose to show you eternal love, get on to Porta Vachuca Blacksmithing and go and have a look at some of the roses that I've posted up there.
Yeah,
I post new ones up every day or every couple of days.
Yep.
As they get made.
Yeah. If not, can't afford the $20, come on to the Connecting with Clarity page. We do a coffee reading there every day, and people get a reading basically every day. If you put the energy in and comment on what you see in the coffee cup, generally, even if it's not the same day, I'll always get back to you with what you see and what the interpretation is that maybe have helped you at that time. Okay, so it doesn't get any better than that. All right. Love you all for being here. Thank you, Marty, for being here.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope you guys didn't mind my sense of humour. I can be a little bit nutty at times.
That's all right. I'll just get the hammer and...
I'm good with hammers. I'm not too good at hitting myself with them, though. Actually,
sorry
no,
if we
maybe I am
missed
good at hitting
anybody.
myself
I'm
with
sorry
them.
if we missed anybody tonight. As I said, look, come over to the Connect with Clarity page and see what I can do. As I said,
have a daily coffee with Miss Clarity.
Yeah.
Have a look at the cup of coffee that she posts.
Message me tonight and mention this show tonight. As I said, I'll give you a reading for $20, not the normal 33.
Let's give them a key word now. Today's date is the 19th of the 1st, 2020.
Yep.
Okay, so
what's the code word?
The code word.
Yeah. Marty's an idiot.
Marty's a madman. So just say Marty's a madman. And you'll get your $20 reading.
No, the code word is
No.
M. All right.
Well, what about they could say, "We love Marty."
No.
Just
well, we know they love Marty.
Just message Miss Clarity and say, "We love Marty."
M&M's the code word to get a $20 reading.
And now that only goes for tomorrow. For the those people that watch the show today, that only applies for the 20th of January, 2020. All right.
Okay, yep. So you have to book it tomorrow. Even if you don't get your reading tomorrow, you got to book it tomorrow. Okay.
You've got to book that reading tomorrow, otherwise it's going to cost you $33, and we're going to be off and racing again. So we're going to say goodbye, folks, and we'll see you next week.
Good night,
Cheers.
Everyone. Thank you so much.
That was
for
bad.
coming.
That was bad positioning. I had my thumb up my nose. Cheers, folks. Have a good one, eh?
Good night. Love you.
Yeah. Much love from us.